day, can't remember, day 4 I think. Can anyone see where I am back at? I haven't had any breakfast, it's 1 o'clock gone, going straight in. Well, you can't say I didn't try. Wednesday opening hours 1 till 3, 9 till 3. Wednesday opening hours 9 AM till 3 PM, and it's 1:30. I've gone to go straight in on my second return and the door's locked. So now I am going to go and get something to eat and very likely give up. Gonna go down to the beach I think now. Have a little look for Paula. So, time for a little walk and talk. A recap for some of the new subscribers on what I'm doing really, even though I don't know what I'm doing. I'm in a place called San Pedro del Pinatar. Probably got that wrong. It's about 5 miles up from Palmeras, and the reason I didn't go to the Cabaroy beach, I started to try and get there and the traffic was horrendous. Earpods out, sounds better, isn't it? Yeah, traffic was horrendous, and I knew once I got there I wouldn't be able to park anywhere. This is peak season here in Spain. So I just put the next biggest sort of town really into the map, and I've ended up here, a place called San Pedro del Pinatar. And although it seems quite quiet, more of a Spanish town, I've got the same problem here, which is parking. So all along the front you can see towaway zones, no parking in towaway zones. So I really don't fancy that. So I've ended up probably about half a mile, maybe not quite half a mile from the beach, and I found a place to park on the road. I'm going to walk to the beach, and I saw when I drove along the beach a beach bar. So I'm going to go there and have a sparkling water and talk some more. Hola. There's people's attraction to the beach, locals. That's what they do. They get the little sack truck and take the stuff down the beach, spend a bit of time on the beach. I'm close now, so it's probably about a quarter of a mile. I'll start chattering when I get on the beach. I guess something better to look at than me. So, quick recap on me and the sort of properties I buy, and the fact that I don't buy predictable properties. I bought a flat in Bayswater in 1996. And my dad said, "Oh, don't buy it, it's in a basement." It was in Queen's Gardens, Bayswater. It'll be damp, you'll have all sorts of problems, it's leasehold, you'll never be able to sell it. I did okay with it. And then on another occasion, this would be a better place to be rather than absolutely rammed on massive touristy places. So the other thing I did, I was reading a newspaper commuting from Bayswater, reading the Evening Standard, going home on the train from Didcot where I worked into Bayswater, Paddington, and I read how if you can de-license public houses for freehold, you get so much better value for money, space-wise and everything. And I registered with a couple of sites, and very shortly, I was only in the flat in Bayswater for probably not 2 years. I ended up buying a freehold detached pub in Stepney Green, East London. Pub had been on the market for ages, nobody wanted to buy it because it had been run as a gay pub, and basically all dark rooms upstairs upstairs. The smell was pretty grim. Nobody wanted to buy it. Nobody could see beyond what was there. And I brought it, closed it all down, got a license myself to open it at weekends, and it was all going great. Made good money on that. The only reason I sold that, my girlfriend at the time told me I was going to be a father, and I was 42, 43 I think, and I didn't want to bring my daughter up there, so I sold up. Came back to Drayton, the village that I lived in all my life, Drayton in Oxfordshire. Long story cut short, then I brought a detached bungalow in East Agbourne. It didn't have any neighbours for a quarter of a mile, at least, to bring my daughter up, just me and my daughter. That's another long story. Then when she went to the big school, we moved into Didcot town, and I brought another place nobody wanted to buy. It was on the main road, right next to a pub, opposite a petrol station, opposite all fast food things, and also a funeral directors, which I always thought could have been handy. And it wasn't really, a lot of people wouldn't buy it. And I brought it, it was rough inside, they had people in there renting it. It was all pretty untidy inside. So I'm going to go for a drink in a minute. So I brought it and I did okay with that. And then I eventually sold that to a friend because I was renting in London. Went to live in Soho for 5 years. So not being funny and blowing my own trumpet, those are properties that people don't buy unless you're going to take a risk or you want something different. And I definitely want something different. I don't really know what I want, but I don't want to be in the middle of a touristy area, crammed in, where it seems like I'm always on holiday. I'd definitely rather be here. They got fish and chips over there, there's a sign. 1:30 till 9 o'clock at night. Let's get a drink at this bar, shall we, and have a chat. Carry on my talk. So yeah, I'm never going to buy anything to be expected or to fit into suburbia, really. Which is maybe why I may not ever buy anything ever again, of course. And the last thing about my buying or my unpredictability, this time, well, January last year, I was going to go to Gran Canaria for a whole month. I'm in the shade. My head's still sore. I was going to go for the whole month, and the financial situation is like here in August. I was ending up paying nearly £100 a night for any sort of Airbnb accommodation or any sort of accommodation. And that was beginning to cost me, well, that would have cost me if I'd have stayed the whole 30 days. It's good. Just a half. And sparkling water. And a wobbly table. So yeah, that would have cost me £3,000 just for accommodation in Gran Canaria. And my ex-landlord in Soho, yeah, that was the last move, wasn't it? Went to Soho for 1 year. Paid in real terms, you know, a lot of rent. Over £2,000 a month rent. But found some great friends there. Loved it. And I ended up staying 5 years, all through COVID. But I did have a bit of a deal on the rent, but I basically rented in Soho for 5 years. And that's one of also many reasons why I don't really have enough of a retirement fund to buy what I wanted to live in. Because 5 years renting in Soho, travelling the world to see David Bowie, having foreign holidays probably twice a year, all my life, right from when my daughter was a baby. Going away, we went to Australia the year before my mum passed away. I couldn't afford it, the company was in debt. And my mum and my dad had booked it. And I helped them went because put it all on a credit card, me and my daughter. She was about 7, I think. And I never regret it because the following year before Christmas my mum passed away. So the last Christmas that we could have ever spent with my mum, we did spend it with her in Australia with my sister, my dad, and all the family. And my friend Dawn just put a post up about make memories, not possessions. Don't have things, make memories while you can, because you don't know how soon your time will be up. And I guess that's what I'm trying to do. I desperately want someone to come along and buy all my Bowie memorabilia in one go, boom, whatever the value of it is, take 20 or 30% off the value and just buy it. I've got to compile it all. I've been trying to do that for 5 years. In those 5 years I've just been having fun and making memories again rather than getting rid of it all. I don't want to leave the burden to my daughter. And like all of us, we think we're going to live forever, don't we? But I need to get on and do that. So, going off track again, which is often the case. After renting for 5 years in Soho, I really didn't have any money to keep renting there. So I gave the rent up, gave my place up, and wanted to travel for a year. Within the first year, my dad kept getting ill. He was 92, 93, and he eventually passed. About a year into my travelling, he passed away. But every time I was travelling, I had to come home because my sister would say, "This is it," so I'd come home. He had a lot of false alarms, but eventually he succumbed just to old age, really. No pain, not a bad way to finish your life. And then so then I was in Gran Canaria. I'm losing my track, aren't I? Are you keeping up? I was in Gran Canaria, and my ex-landlord in Soho and his brother were in Pattaya, Thailand. A place I'd always said I'd never go back to. I last went there 12 years ago. But they were there on holiday, and I thought, paying £100 a night on average to try and stay in Gran Canaria, and it's going to be a lot less to go to Thailand. So I travelled back to England, packed my case again, and travelled on a 30-day visa exemption to Thailand. I'll keep this part of it really short, but I was only going for a holiday because they were there on holiday. And I was paying about £20 a night for accommodation, £25 a night. One of the places actually was about £35 a night. But eventually was paying about £25 a night. I met this Welsh guy, Welsh Boy Webby. He's got a great YouTube channel. And he's like, "Do you want a condo? I can put you in touch with someone who's got a condo." So I got on the back of his scooter, met this other guy, rented a condo for a month. Then again, he said to me, a bit like reading that newspaper on the way home in London, about how good value property is, pubs. He said to me, "You're retired, aren't you?" "Yep." "Well, why don't you just get a retirement visa?" The total cost of a retirement visa, multiple entry, bank account, and a visa, which at the time, when they apply, you get 3 months when they apply, and you get 12 months when it comes through. So you get 15 months in total. It cost me £800. Now some people say that's a lot of money, but it's the price, not even the price of a month's rent in Didcot. It's 8 nights in Gran Canaria, or maybe even 8 or 9 nights here. So it wasn't expensive for 13 months of accommodation. So I ended up getting a retirement visa when I only really went out there for a couple of weeks. Moved out of Pattaya, moved into the quieter town of Jomtien, which is really nice. And I've still got my condo there. And my condo's calling me, definitely. Because I've been a Brit abroad most of my life. Done 3 World Cups with England. Done all the usual blokey stuff. Absolutely don't want to do it anymore, and don't want to be associated with it either. So What am I going to do? Who knows? I'm going to definitely going down to Andalusia. I've emailed them, but I gave them the wrong phone number, so they've emailed me back and said the wrong number, so they're going to call me and I'm going to make contact. That's in the Albox and Arborelis area of Almeria. Going to go down there next week. The next few days I'm meeting some different people here. But yeah, just trying to explain that what I want isn't going to be normal. Because I'm not normal, really. So to finish that complicated story where I've jumped backwards and forwards, the reason I'm thinking about somewhere like Albox or Almeria, 3 bed, 2 bath, private swimming pool. Oh, it costs money to run it, yeah. Life costs money to run. But I can afford that and I want to do the experiences and I won't have anything else to do anyway. So maybe I'll learn how to look after a pool myself. And if not, I'll have to pay someone. But the reason I'm looking at that is more for my family, my daughter, grandson, friends, other family like my sister and nephews, good friends, my Bowie friends. Maybe we can put some parties on. Maybe people will come and visit me more. I've got room there to host people. And if I do go off to Thailand for 2 or 3 months, I'm sure that I'd have friends and family that would want to go over there. And if they didn't, it's not really a problem. That's why I want something bigger than just a little flat to live in. I want to be detached, I want the privacy. And I want most things I can't afford. But in the area where I'm looking at, I can afford it because I see it advertised all the time, that sort of thing. So in the next few weeks, or next week, I'll be heading down there. And in the meantime, I might make a few more videos around here. But yeah, that's an insight into me, the weird and wonderful world of me. Not fitting in, not conforming, not knowing what he's doing. Cheers. This is nice here. I know you'd be cut off, maybe you'd get bored. I much prefer it here where it's quiet, the beach is here. Got a place just up the road there. I'm sure around here with its own swimming pool. And if not, you're close enough to the beach anyway. I don't know what prices are in this area. What area are we? San Pedro del Pinatar. I'll link something about the town in the description. Anybody ever look at my links I put in? I used to put loads of links in. I've just started doing it now, like the last video I had 2 links for YouTube videos of the villas in Thailand what you can buy for next to nothing. But of course you can't. You can buy it, but you need a Thai person to own the land. So you get yourself a Thai woman, she owns the land, you own the property, which means you don't own anything. A few years down the line, she gives you the elbow, her family move in and you've got nothing. They are talking of changing the percentage what foreign people can buy on the big condos in Thailand. I think it's only 25% of the block, but they're talking about increasing it because Thai people don't live in condos, so there's blocks that were built like mine 10 years ago, still only half occupied, half of it's never ever been occupied, rented or anything. And they're still building more, so they're building more of things that there's no real demand for, unless they increase the foreign occupancy. And then who knows, one day if they did actually allow you to buy property with a land, or there are some now, newer properties where you can buy them and they're little villas on the ground, individual detached, but they're classed as leasehold. So you buy them for X amount of years, you know, like a UK leasehold, I guess. I don't know. Need to crop that guy out, don't I, behind me?